Welcome to Kung Fu Havoc number 2. This is not going to be a good video, so brace yourselves. I'm going to Google this before I start talking about it. Roe vs Wade. Alright. So I was born in 1973, where this became an important thing. So I'm only going to give you this little bit, and then we're going to talk about this shit. Alright, Roe vs. Wade was a landmark decision of the Supreme Court in which the court ruled that the Constitution of the United States protects a pregnant woman's liberty to choose to have an abortion without extensive government rejection. Then you Google, you hit Wikipedia. So I'm going to give you a little more. Alright, so everything I just read is back. It's highlighted in yellow, which y'all can't see. But anyway, struck down by many U.S. state and federal abortion laws, the prompt, come on Facebook, this goddamn phone's gotta go, to prompt an ongoing national debate in the United States whether to want to extend an abortion should be legal, who should decide the legality of an abortion, and the methods in the Supreme Court use the constitutional adjudication, and what role religion and moral views of political spire should be. Roe vs. Wade presamped American politics, divided much of the United States, and abortion rights and anti-abortion movements and activity grassroots moments on both sides. Alright, Jane Roe versus Henry Wade. So, there's a lot more to get into this, but we ain't gonna get into this. Because we're gonna get into this from where I stand. Alright? So, because this is the political clusterfuck that's happening right now in our country. This is why everybody's going fucking ballistic yet again. And this happens every presidency. Let me explain this to y'all. And y'all don't have to like me. You don't have to love me. You don't have to like or love what I'm going to say. But I beg you to respect it. And I beg you to wig the coins on both sides of this thing. Alright? First off, I'm not a woman. I will never be a woman. I will always be a man. And I will never be able to explain how a woman's mind works. I will never be able to explain how a woman's body works outside of us having sex. Because I know that my body is to make her body feel good, and her body is to do the same to my body. Alright? Now, in the midst of all that, we have these things that happen to young ladies called rape. Alright? And this is why I'm all about the woman's choice. Alright? I'm specifically pro-choice. I'm not a pro-lifer. I'm a pro-choicer. Alright? And as far as I know, I was conceived in love and consent. A lot of us out here was not. So, let me ask you pro-lifer people, how do you feel if your daughter was raped and you lived in a state where you couldn't have an abortion and your daughter had to have a rape baby? She never had sex. She was a good girl. She always did what she was told. There was no checks and balances in her life. Her life was going great. And one night she came home from cheerleading practice. At home. In her house. By herself. 14, 15. Even younger. 12. 11. Got no business having sex. Yes, 11-year-olds can have babies. You may not know that because you might not read enough. But while you're in here thinking 11-year-olds can have babies, fuck yeah. Those third world countries, little girls are having babies by grown-ass men because they're so into this shit. like countries like the Philippines and lower countries down in Africa as well as Asia. These little 11 and 12-year-old girls having babies because it's illegal to have abortions, and so if they get raped in the alleys or wherever the hell, and they have no choice, but they have a baby by somebody who they never even knew. They didn't want to have a baby. They didn't have a choice. Because some asshole with a penis, like you and me, decided, I'm going to fuck this little girl. I'm going to take that pussy and I'm going to go to town on that shit. I'm not going to use protection. She's a kid. She's a virgin. So it's not going to matter. And you guys who don't think Roe Vs Wade matters. Oh, it fucking matters. Because what if you have an 11-year-old girl? I got some nieces that'll be making noises pretty soon that have no clue what their bodies were meant to do. I'm pretty sure they have some clue, but right now I think all they know is, well, I go to the bathroom down there, I wipe, I take a shit and a piss, I wipe. Pretty much all they probably know. I don't think they're going around watching porn at their age, and God, I hope they're not. But let's keep this shit real. You know, when a woman grows up, she has a 75% chance of being raped. If not her, 3 out of the 7 of her friends will be a rape victim, or know a rape victim, or even the girl herself who has these friends might be a rape victim. And so you're going to tell me that if you are a father, because I'm not, I have no idea what fatherhood is actually like, but if you look up Uncle Superion, there will probably be a picture of my face in it. But if you have a daughter, and most men have daughters, you know, whether they want to acknowledge it or not, most men have daughters. And you should acknowledge it if you do have a daughter, you dumb bastards. There's nothing that a daughter can't do that a son can't do. You know, girls are tough. I mean, when they become women, they're definitely tough because they have to push another human being completely out of their body. So if you have a daughter, and your daughter is sexually assaulted, your daughter is raped, maybe even by your best motherfucking friend, are you going to force your daughter to have this child because the government won't let you first kill the son of a bitch that did it? And second, you're going to have to let your daughter carry a rape baby throughout her life. And maybe you come from one of these families that don't believe in letting anybody of your family be out there in the cold. Alright? This is where I piss you off. A rape baby is not your family. A rape baby is an abomination that did not ask to be born. It's not the baby's fault. It's the asshole that raped your daughter's fault. So while you all are contemplating Roe versus Wade, and I don't think that the woman has the right to choose to have an abortion, now here's where I stand on this shit. So get it right. I don't think that you should ever use abortion as a means of birth control. Ever. But I do say this, and I stand behind this shit. And I don't give a damn if I lose every follower today for this shit. Birth control is a privilege, you know. That's why they give girls birth control pills. But when a woman is raped, 9 times out of 10, it's not like she has blinking lights on her boobs saying, I'm here, rape me. No woman on earth, unless it's like one of those porn fetish things, goes out to get raped. No woman sets out on her day-to-day and says, hey, I'm going to go out and get raped and get pregnant today. No woman I've met in my life in 47 years of living on this planet have I ever walked across a woman who said, rape me. Now you tell me why the fuck y'all think that Roe versus Wade is not important. Roe versus Wade is very fucking important. Because if I live long enough to have a daughter, I would kill a man if I found out that they raped my child. Whether it be my brother or my best friends. If one of these people rape my daughter, we're not friends, and I'm going to prison. They're not going to make it because I'm sending them straight to hell. No one's going to stop me. If I get into a courtroom with the bastard, like Larry Nassar, oh, you best believe if you think those 4 police officers are going to hold me down, you better bring in the whole motherfucking squad. Because that guy's a dead man. I don't have kids though, so we don't have to worry about that. But let me explain something to you. There's nothing like being a father and not being able to protect your child. It's nothing like being a parent in general and not being able to protect your child. So Roe versus Wade is very fucking important. And it's not as important for us men as it is for you women. But if you're going to vote somebody in, and if, oh my God, if you are a woman and you think for a New York minute that it is okay for you or any other woman to be raped and be forced to carry that child, then you are fucking on something that you need to never share with anybody. And I'm sorry. Any woman who doesn't think that the woman has the right to choose. I do not support violence against women. So what I'm about to say is violent as hell. And I'm going to have to stand by it. Because if you are a woman and you think that it is okay for a woman to be raped and be forced to carry that baby all the way to term, even though she doesn't want it, even though adoption's an option, you're fucked up. Straight up, you are fucked up. Because here's how I look at this shit. And I'm completely wrong, I'm sure. I'm completely off my rocker, I'm sure. And I'm going to get no support from this whatsoever. But if you are a woman and you support violence against other women that's not in an entertainment field like wrestling, MMA, or like lady boxing, or TV show. See, that's make-believe violence. That shit is okay to support. But if you're out here and you're supporting, well, the bitch got raped. She shouldn't have been walking down the street in that short dress. But you're a woman and you like to wear short dresses. How long you think before that coin flips and you're that bitch in the short skirt that got raped on a night that you were just walking home? And now, and as karma would have it, you're so reluctantly enough to live in a state where, guess what, bitch? You signed the bill. So now you've been raped. And now you can't get an abortion. Oh, you'll find that legal loophole. That, oh, well, I'm a public official. I should have the right to get an abortion. That way, because even though I signed the bill so no other broad can get raped, I got raped and I should be able to sign this bill so that I can not carry a raped baby. Maybe you ought to look into talking to rape victims who weren't allowed to have abortions due to religion or other legalities that got in their way and how they had to take care of a rape baby. Why don't you look into that? Yeah, sometimes it works out. Sometimes a person has a rape baby and they raise the rape baby as if they meant to have them, and they just never tell the rape baby that, you were a product of rape, blah, blah, blah. They don't do that. That door is closed for a reason. We'll make a part 2.